Hello everyone, welcome back to the material for Dell TOEFL preparation. And for this video, we'll be talking about listening comprehension in part A, and the specific topic for this video will be about listening for idioms and phrasal verbs. So let's check the video for today. So a bit of introduction about the material. So about listening for idioms and phrasal verbs. So the second speaker in part A sometimes uses special expressions, idioms or phrasal verbs. And questions for these expressions are often about their meaning. Okay, so we are going to look at the examples of the special expressions, idioms, and phrasal verbs in the next slide. So some examples of special expressions and idioms. So something like this. So someone say, you can say that again, or I'll say, or I couldn't agree more. So all of these expressions tell that you agree with someone. Okay, so if someone say, this today is very hot, and you say, you can say that again, it doesn't mean that you say the word or you say the sentence again. Okay, but that means the speaker is actually agreeing with you. Okay, so that's the meaning of you can say that again. Or the room is very hot, and you say I'll say, so I'll say the same thing like you say. Okay, so I agree very much with you. Or the room is very hot, and you say I couldn't agree more, meaning I agree very much with you. And the other way, if you want to say you disagree very much, then you can use the word less. So I couldn't agree less with your opinion. I couldn't agree. That means you disagree very much with someone else's statement. And then there's also another examples of diagnosis too. So both of us are actually in the same situation. And of course, these are only the examples. There are many more special expressions that you can find in relation to specific special expressions in English. Now we will talk about the expressions for idioms. So there are some examples of idioms that I have listed over here. The first one is about this one. I lend you a hand. So when someone lends you a hand, doesn't mean that they will chop their hand and give it to you. That would be very cruel. But that means that they are ready to help you. Okay, and then same thing like when I'm saying I'm all ears. That means I'm ready to listen to what you say. And then be my guest means you can go ahead with what you want to say. And then when you hear the word raining cats and dogs, that means it's a heavy rain. And then a piece of cake, I think this one is very common. It's something that is very easy to be done. Okay, so these are some examples of idioms, and of course these are only very few idioms that you can have a look. But what I'm trying to say for this material is that you need to be able to identify the idioms and make sure that you understand the meaning of these idioms. Yeah, so that's for special expressions and idioms. Now, how about the phrasal verbs? So the phrasal verbs are a combination of verb and preposition, I would say. In, out, for, after, to, up, and down, something like that. Okay, so the addition of in and out over here for a word, for a verb, for example, actually changes the meaning of this verb. When someone says count in, or let's say count me in, so that means that they want to join the event. And when I say count me out, that means I want to skip the event. So count in and count out has different meaning. And count itself actually has different meaning than count in than count out. Okay, so pay attention to the preposition that is given towards the verb. Okay, because it will definitely change the meaning of these verbs. And here are also the other examples of the phrasal verbs. So if you have a look over here, there are, let's say for example, there are 5 verbs of look and you add look for after forward to look up and look down, and all of these actually have different meaning from the original word of look. Okay, so if you say look, you're actually looking at something. For example, you look at me. But for look for, it means search for. So you search for something. If it is look after, then it means you take after someone or something. And then if you say I look forward to, then I'm waiting for this, or I want to do this. Okay, so that's for look. And then another one, look up, that means respect, and then look down means underestimate. And then there are also more examples over here. The word take, and I only take one examples over here. Take after means resemble. And of course, there are more examples of phrasal verbs that you can find out through the reading, through the listening, and all of this you need to be able to identify the meaning of these phrasal verbs in order to be able to answer the questions in the listening comprehension. So we're going to look at the strategy first. So pay attention to the second speaker's line that contains the special expressions, idioms, or phrasal verbs. The answer is an option with a statement that means the same with the expression. And the first one over here for the special expression. It is extremely cold today. That's what the woman says. And I have to put 4 layers of clothing. I couldn't agree more, says the man. So when someone says I couldn't agree more, that means I agree with you very much. Yes, that's correct. So I agree with you very much. So which of these statements that actually has the same meaning with I agree with you very much? So which one is that? He thinks it is not too cold today. Well, this man agree with the statement of the woman saying that it is extremely cold today, meaning that it is actually very cold today, and that's what the man thinks. So if it is A, and then that is definitely not the answer. Okay, and then he believes what the woman says. So he believes what the woman says, meaning that he agrees with what the woman says. So I think that will be the answer. Let's see the next one. He doesn't agree with the woman. That's contradicting the answer. And then he is extremely lucky for today. It doesn't say anything about lucky or not lucky. So, but it says something about extremely, but it's not extremely lucky. So this is another tricky answer. Okay, but this is not the answer. So the best answer to this question will be B. He believes that he believes what the woman says. Okay, so that's how you look for the answer in the special expressions. Okay, so you need to be able to understand what is the meaning of the special expression mentioned in the listening comprehension. The next one is about the idioms. Okay, so the idioms is also quite similar to what the special expressions are. So for example, you cannot believe what I have been through today. I am all ears, says the man. And what does the man mean? So if you have understood what it means by I'm all ears, that means you will be able to answer this question. So his ears are hurt, his day was difficult, he wants to listen to the woman's story, and he cannot believe what happened to the woman. The answer when someone says I'm all ears is I am ready to listen. So this one. Okay, so the best answer will be Charlie. Okay, so it has nothing to do with ears, even though it says I'm all ears. It's not. It has something to do with the day, even though it says the day was difficult, but it's not the man's day, but it's actually the woman's day. And he cannot believe what happened to the woman. It doesn't say anything about it in the text. Okay, so the best answer will be C. The last one is about phrasal verbs, and there are the example for it is this one. What time does the meeting start? Didn't you hear that it was called off by the director? Now, call off is another phrasal verbs And in order to answer this, you need to know the meaning of call off. The meaning of call off is to cancel. Okay, so I call off the meeting. I cancel the meeting. So let's look at the meaning, the options over here that has the same meaning with call off or cancel the meeting. So let's have a look. A, the director called the meeting. B, the director phoned her about the meeting. C, the director called the meeting to order. And D, director canceled the meeting. So based on all of this, the answer will be, sorry, so I will just go underline call because there's someone say call, and then phone because phone has the same meaning with call the meeting in order, and the other example and the other option is cancel. So if you know the meaning of call off as cancel or postpone, then you will definitely be able to answer the best, choose the best answer. And the best answer for this will be delta. So that's for the discussion for special expressions, idioms, and phrasal verbs, everyone. Here are the references. Thank you very much.